Okay, so let's talk about this. So you're not going to get much of this in, but this is all about goal setting and writing down our goals. And this is just, I love how effective this is, especially if you'll read these every day after you write them and put them somewhere and read them out loud. So you hear yourself saying them. It's pretty cool what can happen, okay? So this is about getting really specific with your goals, which is kind of fun. I don't know. See, my birthday's in November, and then with Christmas, that's kind of when I mentally set my goals. It's not because of New Year's; it's more because of it's my way to get back to Christ, and it's my way to kind of like commit to what my next year is going to be. So it just happens to be kind of close to New Year's. But it's kind of always my time to like reevaluate who I want to be. It's kind of around Christmas time versus New Year's, even though they're kind of the same thing. But anyway, it's kind of funny. But where you guys are thinking about, you're kind of closing up your seasons for your business, especially for the party planners, and going, okay, what do I want for January? What do I want to be consistent with? And that's one of those things that is so important that you really mentally wrap your head around it now and get a game plan for January, because Christmas will suck you in and you'll finally get your kids back to school and it'll be January 5th. I mean, you'll almost be a fourth of the way through January and you'll be like, oh crap, I have no parties scheduled, or, no appointments on the calendar. Or, I mean, it can just like hit you like, it's like, where did the time just go? So it's so important to do it now, especially the first 2 weeks of December, because you'll get partying the last 2 weeks of December, which you should. I mean, it's fun. It's, it's that time of the year. I love Christmas, okay? So make some time, schedule some time in your calendar to work on this, okay? So writing down your goals is a really, really fun way to set your goals. So we've talked about dream boards, and we've talked about, just putting numbers down for specific areas of your business. This is writing it out in full sentences. Because I'll see so often, people put up either a level in their company that they want, or a number that they want, production number, dollars in sales or money made or those kind of things. But we want you writing these nice long sentences. Bye, hugs and kisses. Good luck at your appointment.
Bye, Elizabeth.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
This is being recorded, and Jen will fill you in. Jen, you're staying with me?
I am.
Awesome. Okay. So the first thing we're going to start with is we want you to get really specific about your goals. So they need to be measurable. They need to be something that you can put a number next to. And what we're going to first do is the 3 P's of goal setting. So you have the personal, the positive, and the present. Okay? And what that means is, the first one is the positive. Well, actually, let's start with personal because that's the easiest. The personal is just starting it with I, or if you're doing it with your spouse or coworker or whatever, you could put we. But it needs to be personal. You need to start out with the word I, okay? The next thing is, from there, it needs to be in the positive. And what that means, my best worst example is someone saying that I will never smoke, okay? Our brains do not hear the words no, don't, not, never, any of those words. Our brain doesn't compute those. Okay, and so what you want to do is make sure that you're putting something in the positive. Most of the time, that's not too hard. The hardest times is when you need to phrase your sentence in a way that what it is that when you're breaking a bad habit, that's when it's harder to phrase it in the positive, okay? I'll get my lazy butt up and exercise and never eat chocolate. Okay, that's not terribly motivating, okay? It's not very positive. I love eating fresh fruits and vegetables and getting outside and having my walk every day. Well, more positive, right? Okay, so that's kind of what you're working on. All right. And then the next one is writing it in the present. And this one is so important. This one is so much fun when you do this, okay? You need to write it as if it's already happened, because it has. You just have to finish doing the work towards it. So I have 8 bookings. I have this many new customers. I have blank, 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 blank. Okay. These are really, really important that you write these things down in the present and as if it's already happened, because those people are waiting to meet you. Does that make sense? Okay. Those people are there. And it's that thing I've told you about over and over again. If you're not working on your goals, somebody else can accomplish theirs. Somebody else out there has a goal and they're waiting to meet you. Whether it's a new financial situation, or it's cooking more at home with their family, or having a healthy option for, rather just becoming healthier or losing weight. Someone has a goal that only you can help with that. And if you're not working on your goals, they're not going to get help on theirs. Okay? So those are the first 3 steps in making your sentences and making them really effective. Now, anytime we can quantify our goals, one of the things I like to add in there, which is kind of fun, is the words "at least." I've made at least 3 sales. I've booked at least 5 parties. I've done at least $2,000 in sales, whatever it might be. Because if God wants to bless you with more, are you going to turn it away?
No,
That's the maximum you want? Are you okay with getting a little bit more?
always.
So throwing the word "at least" in there is kind of a fun thing to do. All right. Putting ending dates can be helpful. It depends on the goal and what you're needing. And the other one that's really important is feeling words. Putting in feeling words. Okay. I feel blank having at least 4 new recruits in January. Okay. How does it feel? It feels rewarding. It feels fulfilling. It feels amazing. It feels energizing. It feels what? What does it feel like? Okay. Put in there, how does it feel? Okay. So I want you to take a moment and I want you to think about a couple goals you have left for December. And I want you to think about a couple goals you have for January. And we're going to write them. Okay. So pick a couple goals and use your worksheet there. And let's start writing those goals down as to what goals you have for those months. Okay. And let's get these things in the 3 P's, the at least, and the ending dates, and the feeling words. And we'll work on those together. Okay, let me know when you have 2 or 3 written.
Got a couple of them.
Okay. All right. So, Tom, let's start with you.
Well, we'll start with the first one. I feel excited having at least 5 new customers using our coffee products by December 20.
Okay. Awesome. Well done. Jen, what's one of yours?
I said I feel accomplished for having at least $5,000 in sales in December.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Tom, what's another one of yours?
I am grateful for the training I have received about MNU and staged by December 5.
What was the goal again?
I am grateful for the training I have received about MNU and staged. These are 2 new programs that I'm working with,
Okay.
which I will be telling you about later once I've been trained on them. Though I think they're something that would be very beneficial to you and everybody else that you know.
Okay. But forgive me, I'm not sure what the goal is. Just to finish the training?
To get the training done, yeah. Because there's quite a bit that I have to go through.
Okay. Sorry.
Amongst everything else that I have to do, that I get to do.
Less to do. Okay. Jen, what's your next one?
Corporate filing, everything else.
Okay. What's your next one, hun?
I feel thrilled to have earned at least the first level of the Disney trip.
All right. Perfect. How far away are you from your trip goal, hun?
By the end of this month, and if my recruit qualifies, I'll be like 6,000 points away. So,
Gotcha. So do you have your December book solid?
not completely. It's pretty good, but I could get a couple more shows in there.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Anything I can do to help you with that, or mentally kind of wrap your head around it, or want an accountability partner or anything?
Yeah, I just need to, it's my self-doubt is eating at me because I know I'm so close that there's this thing over here that's like, if you don't make it, you're going to miss it by $2,000, you know?
Any chance of another recruit to help you with points?
Well, there's always a chance, right? I don't have anybody right now that's signing or thinking about signing, but
Have you watched my recruiting video?
yes, I believe so. I don't know. I've watched a lot of yours, so but I can watch it again.
I would suggest, just because it means somebody else is working on your goal for you, I would suggest watching that again today, going through that sheet, making a short list of 3 to 5 people, seeing if you can get 2 or 3 interviews in. Because if somebody else did is it 1,000 they have to do to qualify?
1250.
1250. Okay. I mean, if somebody else was to get going, and how many points does that give you?
3,000.
Okay. That might be worth it. Okay. With as much sales as you've done, there is somebody back here that you're going, they might want to do this.
Yeah.
Or even interviewing your hostesses coming up to see if that could be one of their starter parties and help them finish their 1,200.
Okay.
Do they have to qualify by December 31st?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thought for you on the recruiting, okay? If you don't feel like that's the best use of your time, I understand. I won't take it personal or anything. But I think you might be surprised that might be your faster way to do it.
Right. No, obviously, yeah.
Okay. So put that in the back of your head and watch that again, and, kind of like follow your intuition. You know what? So-and-so, I should have talked to her. I should have talked to him. Okay. You got to follow those gut instincts. Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
All right. So tell me how it feels to have these goals written down and say them out loud.
More real.
Okay. And when it feels more real, is that positive or negative?
Positive.
Positive? Okay. Sometimes more real can be scary.
It's a little scary, but yeah.
How about you, Tom?
It's also more likely that we will make our self-fulfilling prophecy happen that we've already written down.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we don't write it down, well, we just fulfilled that prophecy that it's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So the whole idea, all of these things we do, my goal is that they all promote a little more hope, a little more forward motion, a little more energy, a little, all those things. Okay. All right. So I would continue to do this and get up to 6-8 goals, depending on, I don't want you to get overwhelmed, but have, and you can put personal goals in there. They don't have to be all business oriented. Okay. So the next step to this, which is pretty fun, is that you're going to type these up, print them off, and you might print them in different sizes depending on where you're going to put them. And I want you to pick 5 to 8 places where you're going to put these goals. And I'm going to give you some ideas, and I want you to make a list of where you're going to put them. Okay. Now, one of my favorite places, well, I have several favorite places, kind of depends on the goal. First of all, is by your bed so that you see it morning and night. Roll over, look at it, read it before you even get out of bed. I mean, how much more motivated would you be if you read that? Oh, I got this many points. Okay, getting on the phone. Doing that hostess coaching. I knew this. Okay. So putting them next to your bed is a really great place, because did you know your subconscious will sit and work on your problems for you if you've, not your problems probably isn't the most positive word, but your goals and the things that you want to accomplish. Okay. Your subconscious sits and works on those at night for you if that's the last thing that you're thinking about. Okay. So next to your bed is one place. Putting them any place you're at in your home or any place you're at 1 to 3 times a day. Okay. I joke, but I'm really pretty serious. Put them from whatever your view of the toilet is. If you're a stander, on the back of the wall by the toilet. If you're a sitter, then from whatever view is that way, okay? But put them, you're there anyway, okay? Put them in your bathroom. Some people say on your mirror, brushing your teeth, whatever, that kind of thing, okay? In your kitchen. I had a girl, that had them on the inside of her kitchen cupboards. And she was so funny because she had both personal and business goals on there. And she says, every time I opened a cupboard, to get a child a glass of water, because she had 4 children at the time, she says, I would read, I am a loving and patient mom. And I would read this every time. And I was being more loving and more patient because I kept reading that every single time I opened that kitchen cupboard. It was kind of fun. Other places I like them is in my car next to the speedometer. So it's going to be, you might have to kind of write them shorter or them be in pretty small font, but I love to put them next to the speedometer in my car. You can put them in a bag tag or on a keychain or something that, goes with you on whatever you carry. You could make it a business card, put it in your wallet. There's a million ways, and you can look in my book. There's quite a few ways and places in there. If you were for somebody who practices a musical instrument, putting it there, making it a bookmark. I know, Tom, you're always reading, making it a bookmark and putting it in your book, reading it. Just, can you imagine how cool those would be? So if you read those every time before you start your daily reading, with a thought, okay, these are the things I want to accomplish. That's the first thing. You read that, and then you read the book, how you might be even more in tune to eke out more of, what you're reading, what exactly it pertains to your specific goals. Because there aren't a lot of cons to reading books, but one of the cons is that sometimes there's an idea we really like, but it may not be the idea that you need right now based on the goals that you have. And so making sure that as we're reading these books, that we pick the things that truly are the techniques and the tools that we need right now based on our current goals. Does that make sense?
I think typically a person who's in tune to what they're looking for, they're going to find that when they're reading. Something's going to catch their attention. Oh, hey, that's what I'm looking for, whatever it is.
Right.
Now, that's a good idea, but that's not where I'm at right now. But it's in the back of your mind now. At least that's how I read books.
Right. But okay. What I was saying was it's easy to read a really good idea and want to implement that, and it may not be the thing that you need the most right now.
Right. I agree.
If you read your goals first, it might keep you from getting as distracted with other ideas that aren't the things that you need the most right now.
Correct. I agree.
That's all I'm saying. So, not knowing if you do that or not, but I'm just talking.
Well, I'm sure we all do. I'm sure I've been guilty of that in the past.
We all do it. Like I said, that's just one of the cons of reading a lot of books. That's why I'm a very big believer on sticking with the same book and reading it 3 times in a row. Because you read it once, you get motivated. You read it twice, you pick 1 or 2 things you really want to apply. You read it a 3rd time as you're trying to make those habits and create those new techniques. Then it starts to stick and you start applying it without thinking about it. My best example of this, which is going to sound funny, have either of you learned a second language?
9.
You have, Jen. What language was it, and did you ever get to do an immersion program or live in that country?
I took 4 years of French in high school.
Okay.
With the goal of going to France, and I've never been.
You haven't been? Okay. So I learned, I lived in Denmark for 18 months. I was a missionary for my church, and you go to what's called the Missionary Training Center for 8 weeks. And then you go to Denmark and you're there and you're talking every day for, 18 months. And the interesting thing is when you are, after you've been there so long and you've heard the accent and even the order of the words or where the accent goes on the word, all of a sudden, like, I could hear the mistakes I was making. Do you know what I mean? I could finally, there was this one word, the sentence is, how are you? But it's directly translate, how do you have it is how they say it, not how are you, how do you have it? And the first word, Vordan, I like after it was about 9 months, I could hear I was putting the accent on the wrong part of the word. And this is what happens when you choose to read the same book over and over again. Like all of a sudden you'll go like, oh, that thing I've been saying to my kid, or that thing I've been saying to my team member, or that thing I've been saying to myself, or this attitude, or this way I've been doing this. Okay, like I heard it, I didn't hear it. It's like, oh, duh, that's what I need to change. And it's funny because, I kind of have this, I don't know if it's a totally unique take on goal setting, but I approach it a little bit differently in the fact I believe you got to do it over and over again and those kind of things. And when I have people hear me speak and they're like, I've always been told to set my goals, and they'll hear me speak and so many of them will say, oh my gosh, I had this aha moment, it's like, oh, that's what that meant. And so, taking the opportunity to reread and go over the same stuff, I really kind of believe in that more than just reading as much material as you can. Because if you're not applying any of it, it kind of doesn't matter how much you're reading. So that's just my little 2 cents on that. Okay. I can tell you I've always been a blunt, bold person. And in an effort to take that and utilize that effectively and yet be more tactful, I have listened to How to Win Friends and Influence People seriously so many times. My main goal being kinder to my husband, okay, and not saying things that are hurtful, and being a lot more patient and motivating, which say I still need to work on a lot. So it's one of those things that figure out how to make those things click that are important to you. Okay. A couple other places, your screensaver on your phone, on your computer. Another place I really like to put your goals is places that you might waste time, that you realize, this really isn't getting me to my goal. If you're a TV person, if you're a Facebook person, if you're, whatever it is that you're like, okay, I need to spend some time here, but I need to limit it. I've even changed, I think I may have mentioned this before, but I've changed my profile picture to something to remind me to don't spend so much time there. I've done that before to kind of, you'll see my thing change. That means that I've been spending more social time than work time there, to remind me to keep it together, and putting it where you waste time so that you go, I still remember this one night. I used to like watching Dancing with the Stars, and I still do. I mean, I think it's fun. But I had an option between that and something I need to do with my family. And I'm like, what am I really going to be glad I did in 5 years from now? And so it's kind of one of those things where you go, okay, is this really what I'm going to be glad I did in the long run? So it's one of those kind of things. Okay.
You can watch the morning news and get all the updates on Dancing with the Stars anyway.
But I like all the interviews, and I don't watch the news. I definitely don't watch morning TV. It would never get shut off. That I can't do. That one definitely. We don't even have TV, so we do have this really funky looking antenna that we can get like the Super Bowl or something like that. But that's fine.
The important stuff.
Yeah, we don't. Anyway. So it's just nice because the kids get a lot more done. Our iPads, the kids live on Netflix, the younger too, and I've got to squash that, but I've got to figure that one out. Okay. So you can see there are lots and lots and lots of places to put it. And, it's one of those things you're going to have to change this up in 30 days. You're going to put them there, and then all of a sudden you're going to glaze over and you're not going to read them anymore and you're not going to see them. This is why I re-talk about goals every 4 weeks in this class, is because you've got to reset them again, and it refuels you. It just feels good. It goes, it revs you up again, okay? Make sure that you're reading them out loud. So make a quick list right now on your paper, in your workbook there. Where are the places that you're going to put your goals after you type them up and print them out? And remember that, some of these places you can put a big 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and some of these places you're going to make more of a business card. Or some of the places you're going to take a screenshot, and that's going to be your picture on your computer, your phone, whatnot. So make a list of where you're going to put them. You're going to tell me a couple places you're going to put them.
I bet you that was not a spot most people will put a list at.
You thought of a spot?
Yep.
Cool.
Over the roosting box in the chicken coop.
Over the
Every time you go out to get the eggs.
There you go. Like I said, it's those places you're at multiple times a day.
Well, that'd be the desktop, the laptop, the iPad, the office wall, dash of the truck.
Okay.
I can't use a bookmark because everything's on the Kindle.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But I do have a routine that I follow every morning, which I will add this to it. Is I always write down 3 things that I'm grateful for before I do anything else in the day.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
like
so
it.
that'll just be part of, before I leave that program on my iPad, I'll just read that and
Perfect.
before I go to the next thing.
Awesome. Jen, what are your places?
I put the next to the bed in the mirror. I like the toilet idea. On the microwave. I think also I like the inside the cupboards and the profile picture. I like that one too.
Cool. Excellent. Okay, super. All right, so your assignment this week is to get your goals typed up, email them to me, and I want to see a picture of one place your goals are at. Okay? All right, so Tom, I never saw a picture of a number 3 from you last week.
You didn't see it on Facebook?
Did you tag me in it?
I thought if I didn't,
You should send it directly to me. Don't make me go looking for it.
because I know Michelle had a thumbs up on it, or not Michelle, Elizabeth.
Okay, so how many 3s did you have up in your house, and how did it go for clients?
I got 1 client. I've got 2 others that are being talked to. I'm meeting 1 today. So.
Excellent. So you're getting there.
Oh yeah, it's definitely is just a matter of doing.
Tom, over here. You can look at Facebook in a minute.
I'm giving it to you right now.
No, Tom, look at me. You can do it after we get off the call. Hello.
I'm listening to you.
No listening to me. Look at me. Come on. No. So what is your goal for this week? What number are you going to put up? I really want to help you get in this groove.
My same numbers staying the same.
3. Okay. Where were the places that you posted it?
Oh, I had them on my laptop, had them on my desktop. That's where I was at. That's where I'm at most of the time.
Okay. I want them in 5 more places. I want it on Post-it notes, and I want it posted in several more places. Okay. It'll help fuel your energy. Can you do that?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Any questions, concerns, thoughts, anything I can help you with?
No, not that I can think of at the moment.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Jen, let me know when you've rewatched that recruiting video. Let me know if I can help you with any of the questions and make sure that they're temperature friendly. Okay. I want you to think outside the box on this and say a little prayer or have a little meditation or whatever and follow your instincts and like really deliberately go about this. We can just like try to do as much else as we can and we go like this, or we can like focus and center and be like really deliberate. And both ways can get us there sometimes, but sometimes we feel different in the end after doing it one way than the other. I've done it.
Right.
Remember my joke is I've done it all wrong, so I can tell you how to do it. Okay, right? Because I've earned trips and I know what frantic feels like. So,
Hey, Jen. Is $1 considered a point?
Yeah.
You're talking about 6,000 points. Okay. I just want to get that in my own head. So I'm trying to figure out what I can do to help you. So let me know if there's something you're thinking of from up here that I can spread the word for you on.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Anything we need to celebrate?
I've done 4,000 in sales so far this month.
Woo woo! Awesome.
It'll be
Well done.
5. It'll be 5 by the end of the month. So I'm
Cool.
excited. That's my best month.
Well, there is one thing to celebrate. If you saw the pictures on my Facebook page about the firewood,
Uh-huh.
that was one of my goals, was to find firewood, was to get firewood.
And tree fell down.
Actually, there was 2 trees that a friend of mine, we were out of town in La Conner at a wine bar, and I saw my friend walk by. I ran out the door, hollered at him. They came back in. We ended up having dinner with them that night. These 2 trees that we brought down Sunday were trees that he had asked his neighbor to take down 2 years ago. And he never did. So he said, "Do you want him?" And I go, "Yes."
Awesome.
And so he's got a bunch more wood. So I've got 4 or 5 cord of wood coming.
Awesome.
But I had no idea where I was going to get my firewood from. So yeah, and that was the goal that I set.
Law of attraction. I like it.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Tom.
Yep.
That's
And I've known this guy.
fantastic.
We used to work together years ago, and we see each other maybe once or twice a year.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's awesome. Hey, Jen, I want to ask you real quick. Are you using the starter of your parties the way that I teach, with the asking the questions and getting introductions? Is that how you're doing that?
Yes.
Yes. And how has that been different for you?
It's been good. They, I used to always do, what's your favorite Pamper Chef product?
Mm-hmm.
And so they're kind of like, but now I think they feel more, it's more personal for them. And it doesn't feel as salesy to them. So they open up more. So definitely
Cool.
helps.
Good. Okay. All right. And if either of you would, I'll ask a little request here. One of the things I'm working on is building up my LinkedIn so I can start kind of connecting with some corporate people. Big goal. So if either of you feel so inclined, only do this if you feel like it has been of value. If you want to go on and do any endorsements or write a recommendation for me on LinkedIn, I would totally appreciate it. Because just
Gladly.
build that up and build my credibility. So, just every little thing adds to it. So anyway, if you would be so kind, that would be awesome. All right. Okay. Anything else I can do for you?
Just keep on being you and helping. That's all you're doing.
Fine.
That's all you can do.
All right. We will talk to you next week. Have a happy Turkey Day.
Alrighty, and I will catch you recording after your meeting today.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm off to meet a new client.
Fun. Have fun doing that, Tom. I'm thrilled
Jen.
for you.
All right, thank you. Jen,
Okay.
take care of Elizabeth.
Bye.
Bye.